Yes. What gets in the way of going from emotions to promotion? The way we feel many times interferes with the way we're able to move forward. That's rather unfortunate, but it does happen. And we know we want to head in a certain direction, right? But then out of the clear blue, we hear the word no. We really want that new path in our lives, that new daily health habit, that new way of being a contributor. But then there's that familiar no. We're stuck. Today we're going to look at that form of interference called no. Instead of hearing the internal word no, that usually means this is not a good time, it will never work, or are you nuts? The new way of dealing with that no in your head is to think nitric oxide, NO. It's truly the source of internal motivation, just waiting at your doorstep. Yes, step into motion, stop catering to the emotion of no, and jump into the promotion of nitric oxide. Your body will love you. How is that going to happen? It's such a simple method. I was blown away at the realization I had to share. And there actually are quite a few different ways of boosting nitric oxide, even at your desk while you're sitting there on the computer, especially if you need a little bit of a break. And I've summarized those two that I would like to actually take you through as an exercise, very quickly, very briefly. And it's a very easy, quick pickup, so much more beneficial than grabbing a candy bar, a cookie, or something in the carbohydrate department. The first one I'd like to review briefly is a breathing technique. Essentially, what we're going to do is breathe in through the nose for 5 seconds, or the count of 5, hold for 5, and then exhale for 5, hold for 5 again. That's one cycle. And ideally, you can do that several times in 1 minute. If you can do that for 1 minute time, you'll notice a dramatic difference. If you'd like to indulge me and engage with me in this exercise, I'd love to hear and see what your feedback experience is as you do it with me. So if we're prepared with our mouth closed, breathing in through the nose, I will count 5. And then hold for the count of 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath again. Through the nose, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold again. 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time. Through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold for 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding the breath is an amazing energizing benefit to the body, especially the mitochondria, which we know are the energizing components of each of our cells. One of the other recommendations in general for boosting nitric oxide at night, for instance, is no food 3 hours before bedtime. I know I've brought this up in presentations before, but food before bedtime reduces melatonin production. testosterone production, and the fat-burning benefits that sleep has to offer. Melatonin especially is also antioxidizing and can make a big impact on how we process our whole sleep pattern. Now, as we're moving along in this presentation, I wanted to go through the second most important way of boosting energy as you're sitting at your desk. And it's a concept you've probably heard of before called high, intermittent, intensive movement, or yes, HIIM, or there's another abbreviation for it, but it's the idea that for 20 seconds, we're going to intensely move our legs, sitting in a chair, as well as our arms, and then 90 seconds completely resting, and then doing 3 cycles ends up taking pretty close to 6 minutes. So if we start this process at your chair, I'd like you to imagine that as you're sitting there, you're just lifting your feet up and down like this. And it's only 20 seconds worth. I'm going to time you right now. So we're going to just do a desk-style jogging formation that really intensely moves those legs and arms for 20 seconds. Then you get to rest for 90 seconds, and I can explain to you some of the other wonderful benefits of fasting. During the fasting phase, we get to allow our body to undergo this thing called autophagy, where it virtually scavenges throughout the body looking for these zombie cells that aren't really doing anything that meaningful. They're old senescent cells that could be eliminated quite easily. And once the body identifies those zombie cells, it begins to dismantle their amino acids so that they can be reformulated into protein. And now it's time to go for another quick jog for 20 seconds. Get your legs ready. Here we go. Just get yourself moving for 20 seconds. You'd be surprised how energized you're going to feel in this entire process of boosting your mitochondrial activity. You don't even have to hold your breath. And then we get to rest again for 90 seconds. Isn't that wonderful? There's actually a whole list of how we can energize ourselves and boost nitric oxide production. But moving the body in this way is what activates the production of nitric oxide from the blood vessels. And that's the best way to vasodilate and lower your blood pressure and energize you at the same time. What's interesting is Sir Isaac Newton, his first law is a body in motion stays in motion. And it also holds true with our motivation. We absolutely must take that first step, no matter how small, and that's what allows us to go from emotion to promotion. And there you have it. Take advantage of this opportunity and promote yourself. There you go.